Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Yeagley. Welcome to Sage Health TV. Today I want to talk about something that has been a really common concern for people coming into the office, and that is weight gain during the quarantine lockdown. And whether it's a little bit or maybe a little bit more, it's something that we're seeing a lot, and it really, I feel like it's a contributor, on top of the already stressful things that people are dealing with, and maybe definitely a result of, all of the stress and the changes in routine and, that we're all experiencing right now with how the world has changed and is currently constantly changing. So today I really just want to dive in and say, give you some strategies and thoughts on how to move forward. How do you kind of, take this step in the right direction without it feeling overwhelming or like another thing that you have to deal with. How can it be a positive step for you, getting you back to a place where you'd really like to be. So the first thing you probably know, top strategy is going to be just, looking at food and looking at your fitness. So you probably knew I was going to say that, but I want to qualify this. I want to qualify it with that there are a lot of approaches, but I don't want you to feel like you have to do all or nothing. And I think that's the really important point to take away here is that you can do a piece of this. So say, all the different diet approaches out there. I'm sure you've heard of keto, there's paleo, there's Whole30, intermittent fasting. Those are all amazing approaches. And what's kind of cool about it is that within each of these, you can pull a piece of it out. You could say, okay, maybe the piece is I'm going to stop eating at 7:30 or 8, or the piece is I'm going to cut my sugar portion in half without saying, oh, I feel deprived. We can take pieces from these plans and it will start to work on helping us feel better, and actually, cutting down the weight gain or starting to stabilize weight and sometimes even contribute to weight loss, just making that step. And it's the same with fitness. You don't have to. Maybe you were going to the gym and you had your plans, you're like 5 days a week and that's gone, right? So just keep in mind, I just want to share something. This is pretty, I feel like it's, probably doable. So in the research, for 10 minutes a day of walking, people actually get cardiovascular benefit. It is measurable. So again, I don't want you to think, if you're like, all I can do right now is go walk in my neighborhood, and maybe hit a hill or two and come back. You are actually getting metabolic and health benefit from just doing that small thing. So it's okay just to start small, start somewhere. So the second thing is going to be looking at your deficiencies. If you've seen anything else that we've done, you've probably heard us talk about this a lot, but one thing I want to point out, say if you're B vitamin deficient, it actually will contribute to slowing down your metabolism. And that is the case with minerals as well, vitamin D, so even if you just address those three things, it's going to start moving you in the right direction. The other part is, are you borderline low thyroid? Do you have adult growth hormone insufficiency? These are things that we talk about in depth that I'm going to link in the article that's attached to this, so check this out. These are all things we can test for. You're thinking, it's just my, access to the cupboard since I work from home now, and maybe that is part of it, but you can't account all of that. You shouldn't just say, everything that's happened, as far as my weight is just attributed to this one thing, because you could have some other underlying deficiencies or, again, low thyroid. Don't discount that. And that's where really we would like to come in, and, come in, let us test for those things, or find a functional medicine doctor to help you there. The next thing is your gut. So really, when we're looking at metabolism and weight gain, a lot of it does come back to your gut. And are you eating inflammatory foods for you? And because those can be very specific. Like for instance, mine is almonds, unfortunately, very inflammatory. It showed up on my test. So you will also have specific foods that show up. Everybody does. Then also there are generally inflammatory foods that are like high lectin, like gluten and soy and corn. So all of those drive inflammation and water gain. So let's dive into that and then look at the health of your gut and your microbiome. And those are things that can be tested. The next thing is stress management. So right now, this is a really difficult time for a lot of people, and I just want to let you know that you're not alone in this. You're not alone, and that there are resources for you. And whether that's coming in and talking about the stressors that you're having, or having a counselor, or looking at just helping. You're like, well, I don't feel like I'm anxious or depressed, but I'm stressed. There are really good herbs that help with stress, that are really calming, that really can help with just, bringing that level down and helping you feel a little bit more of wellness, right? And then other things we reach for, like, sauna is so amazing at being stress relieving, meditation, yoga. So again, in picking any of those things, one thing, to kind of bring in, it can help. And the last thing I'm going to say, just to kind of bring all this together, is that really, the big point here is not to go this alone. Making a change, it always works better when you have a coach or somebody to kind of like work with you to kind of help, like sometimes it's hard to see the next step, like what is your next best step. And so that's part of we're here for you, and we are happy to be that guide, and we are happy to be that coach, and happy to do that testing for you, and then also we'll look at connecting you with other coaches or other people to work with you, like a fitness coach. So let us help you create that plan or work on your stress. We are here for you. So thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, please reach out. And I look forward to seeing you next time.